Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Arthur Miller, writer of plays like The Crucible and Death of a Salesman, a father of 4, and a signer of 2 divorce papers. I love this time of year. The lights strung up, the tree decorated, children running down the stairs to see what Santa brought them, people left and right accusing each other of being communists or witches. That's right, we're talking about The Crucible and the McCarthy trials for this Christmas special. We will have Joseph McCarthy and Abigail Williams as special guests, so sit back with your loved ones, drink some cocoa, and enjoy The Crucible Christmas Special. The Crucible was an act of desperation. Much of my desperation branched out, I suppose, from a typical Depression-era trauma. The blow struck on the mind by the rise of European fascism and the brutal anti-Semitism it had brought to power. But by 1950, when I began to think of writing about the hunt for Reds in America, I was motivated in some great part by the paralysis that has set in among many liberals who, despite their discomfort with the Inquisitors' violation of civil rights, were fearful, and with good reason, of being identified as covert communists if they should protest too strongly. Our first guest will be on after this short message.
One, two, three, four, five, seven, six, 8, 9,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
These are the stakes. To make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark, we must either love each other or we must die.
Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home.
And now for our first guest. He is the sinister senator from Wisconsin, a rather unsettling man, buzzing his truculent sidewalk brawler snarl through the hairs in his nose, squinting through his cat's eyes and sneering like a villain. He comes across now as nearly comical, a self-aware performer keeping a straight face as he does his juicy threat shtick. Please give it up for Senator Joseph McCarthy.
Really? Booze?
Hey man, I can't control the people. So tell me, McCarthy, what inspired you to call everybody a communist, leading to a paranoia amongst the American people?
Communism is evil, Miller. One communist on the faculty of the university is one communist too many. One communist among the American advisors at Yalta was one communist too many. And even if there were only one in the State Department, even if there was one communist in the State Department, that would still be one communist too many.
No, you don't get to use the flag as your backdrop. Besides, what even gave you the right to call everybody a communist?
It is a threat onto our nation. If one nation falls to it, then every nation can fall to it. That's why the Smith Act, which made it a criminal offense to advocate the violent overthrow of the government or to organize or be a member of any group or society devoted to such advocacy. The Supreme Court upheld it because communism is used as a means to violently uproot the American government, creating a clear and present danger to the American government and society. It's why we created the HUAC, to make sure that commie scum wouldn't find its way into a great nation.
Hey, no. You blacklisted everybody. I think even I got on that list.
Well, we gave everyone who we accused a hearing.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
Shut up, communist.
Oh, that's it, you little... Gosh, I hate that man. Our next guest is the femme fatale of Salem, Massachusetts. Her shenanigans caused an uproar in the little town leading to the death of 19 men and women. And 2 dogs. Give it up for Miss Abigail Williams.
Christmas decorations? You know I don't celebrate Christmas, right? Wait, do you even celebrate Christmas?
That's aside the point. Now, Abigail, do tell me, why did you decide to accuse the old townsfolk of Salem, Massachusetts? And why did you decide to be such an overall horrible person?
I don't know. Why'd you write me like that?
What are you talking about? I was inspired by the real events of the Salem witch trials, which, I might add, you were the first accuser.
Yeah, but you changed some things around to fit your agenda.
Yeah? Like what?
Well, for starters, how the Puritans were portrayed. We actually contributed more good to this nation's evolution than harm. Strong feelings for democracy, enthusiasm for education, a fervor for social reform, and a lingering awareness that despite an emphasis on material success, the pursuit of financial gain is not sufficient as a major goal in life. You made us out like we were all the parents from Footloose.
Okay, well I had a good reason. Joseph McCarthy and his cronies were ruining the freedom of thought in America. He utilized his power to stir fear in the American public, a fear of the unknown, communism. So, I utilized the situation you were in, and decided to use the Salem witch trials as merely a backdrop to parallel the events which unfolded. I even wrote a note at the beginning of the play saying that I did this for dramatic purposes. Besides, you lot never gave me a lot to work with, only a couple of letters and trial records. I never claimed for the play to be historically accurate. Events like that are seen in the Crucible and the McCarthy trials can happen as long as humanity and fear exist. So, I decided to take some liberties with your incident and make the story timeless, something relatable. Back then, today, and in the future.
Okay, but your play had the people become the mob through the influence of me. In your circumstances, they are all led by McCarthy. Why not just have some higher-ups boost the mob rule instead of a 17-year-old girl?
Because I wanted to show how an atmosphere of dread from the fear of the unknown in any situation could bring out the worst in people. For the McCarthy era, it was a fear of communism, a known government practice interpreted to be dangerous, therefore unknown to the American people. But for the witch trials, it was the fear of the dark arts and unknown power. You know, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering.
So now you're ripping off Yoda.
Okay, I've had enough of you. Fellas? Yep, you know what to do. Well, folks, it looks like this is all the time we have. So go out there, finish those finals, ace those exams, and have yourself a Merry Christmas. I need better agents. I don't even celebrate Christmas.
Eggnog, Frosty, Blitzen, Buble, these are Christmas words I know. Chestnuts, chimney, stocking, sadness, yet more Christmas words I know.